Welcome, everybody, to another edition of BIW Radio. I believe this is episode 7, if anybody out there is keeping track, and I'm not really sure why you would be. We have a lot of chat and match on the channel, adding new ones all the time. Big hit, big views. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for liking and sharing, and especially subscribing. I hope you guys will keep coming back. We got some cool stuff on the channel, and the latest one, Kerry Von Erich versus the Soul Taker. If you don't know who the Soul Taker is, that's Papa Shango, Godfather, comma. We got Fritz Von Erich versus King Kong Bundy in his first retirement match. He did end up coming back and having some more matches, and I think his final retirement match was against Abdullah the Butcher. If anybody wants to correct me, you can always leave a comment. What else? We got Road Warriors versus Powers of Pain, 1988. All sorts of stuff on the channel that was just added. Sid Vicious versus Primetime Brian Lee. Anyway, let's get into the... it's only 5 matches, so let's get into WWE Backlash. First of all, Seth Rollins is going to be taking on Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman in his corner. And, of course, this match really could go either way. But Braun Breaker was injured. He's making his return. I believe that Braun Breaker will get the win over Seth Rollins, but I don't think it's going to be a clean win. I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. It could come from Logan Paul and Austin Theory, but honestly, I could see even an angle where I would probably do this. If Bronson Reed is ready to come back, then what I would do is I would give Braun Breaker the win, but I would have a little bit of shenanigans behind the referee's back, or the referee gets knocked out and another one comes in, but in between, the referee doesn't see this, but Braun Breaker, or sorry, not Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed would make his return and get involved with that match. The only reason I would be hesitant to do something like that is because of some of the things that I expect may happen in the main event, but we'll get to that. But that's one way around it. I don't really know. This match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker could definitely go either way. Easy for me to say. It could definitely go either way. But if Seth Rollins gets the win over Braun Breaker, where do you go from there for Braun Breaker? He just returned. Seth Rollins really doesn't need to be taking any losses either, but he can always bounce back from them, as we've seen. He's almost Teflon at this point, but I don't want to see Seth Rollins take any more serious losses for a little while. But if there's some sort of shenanigans, then it could all work itself out storyline-wise. Braun Breaker needs the win more than Seth Rollins does. If Braun Breaker returns and loses, what does that mean for him? Does he get upset and split away and turn babyface? Because obviously if he takes the loss, then being involved with the Vision and Paul Heyman isn't really working out for him. Also, I'd like to see Braun Breaker finally drop the name and bring back the Rex Stein or something like that, but we'll see if that happens. They have been teasing it, but we'll see if it actually happens. I mean, if that jobber Zack Ryder can come back and change his name to his real name, then they can at least let us have Braun Breaker change his name to Rex Steiner, Braun Steiner, whatever it might be. I mean, Steiner's not really his real name. It's actually like Rickensteiner. So, I mean, come on, man. Braun Breaker, what kind of a name is that? Anyways, Trick Williams with it says Little Yanni is going to be in his corner. He has been lately. It's kind of funny. Trick Williams taking on Sami Zayn. I really don't think Sami Zayn is going to take the title off Trick Williams, because Trick Williams is kind of on fire right now, and Trick Williams recently won the title, so I don't think we're gonna see a title switch there. Interesting that the Intercontinental title isn't on the line. I think they have 2 sets of tag team titles, but we only get 1 tag team title on the line. No women's tag team title on the line. Only 5 matches on Backlash. There was a time when you'd have way more than 5 matches on an edition of Monday Night Raw. So what the hell is going on here? TKO. Io Sky versus Asuka, not really interested, but I would assume that Io Sky would defeat Asuka the way this storyline has gone. They screwed up the whole storyline because they fired Kairi Sane. Not that I think much of Kairi Sane. She was kind of just there. But in terms of the storyline, maybe finish that storyline and then let her go, at least. How does that make sense? So a lot of backlash, though, no pun intended, or maybe a little bit of pun intended, a lot of backlash about firing Kairi Sane. So maybe she will return. Some people like that kind of thing. And maybe she'll get involved. Maybe they'll bring her back just for that angle. Even if they don't bring her back long term, they could make a deal with her if she wants to tuck her tail between her legs and come back to finish the storyline. It would make sense for Kairi Sane to get involved in this match, and that could change the outcome of the match. But honestly, I think we just see the babyface Io Sky defeat the heel Asuka, and hopefully everybody moves on from this bullshit. Danhausen and a mystery partner versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. Honestly, this is intriguing, and I made a joke. Maybe it would be Papa Shango, the Soul Taker. I just did a chat and match, Kerry Von Erich versus the Soul Taker. I don't really, honestly, I don't have a great idea of who this could be. It really could be anybody, and they could make it work because it's Danhausen, and Danhausen is hilarious. I'm not going to take credit for this one. Somebody out there put it out into the universe that jobber Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, would team up with Danhausen and take on The Miz and Kit Wilson. I know some people out there would like that, and by some people I mean like maybe two people, but you know, like Matt Cardona's two fans. But anyway, we got The Miz and Kit Wilson on one side. One person it could be, I don't know if it would make any sense, could be Matt Cardona, just because I think Matt Cardona had a match against Kit Wilson, and I think he may even have had a match against The Miz recently when he returned. And so I hate to say it, but you know, kind of fits that mid-card comedy match spot. I hope it's somebody more interesting than Zack Ryder. I'm not going to speculate too far into it because we're not going to I don't want to go 5 minutes on that. But it should be an interesting match. Just, it's funny. I don't even mean an interesting match like it's going to be a great match. I just think that Danhausen is comedy. It's just Conan O'Brien with a bunch of makeup on his face and a cape and looking like a vampire. But he's pretty much Conan. He's pretty much based on Conan O'Brien. I think everybody knows that by now. So it's funny. I think it's funny. I think it goes beyond wrestling. I think it's funny. In the main event, Roman Reigns taking on Jacob Fatu. Another one, much like Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. This could technically go either way. I do not, however, see Roman Reigns dropping the title. He just won it recently. Anything is kind of a little bit possible, but I just don't see it. I will tell you that I think Roman Reigns retains the title. And we don't even get another title match on this. We don't get like the other. They say they need 2 world champions, but the other world champion on a 5-match card can't show up to defend his title. So just keep that in mind. Gonna forget who the other champion is. But anyways, we have Roman Reigns, and where's Gunther, by the way? But anyways, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns wins, but what does that mean for Jacob Fatu? Jacob Fatu has been on a tear, absolutely amazing tear, but then they're putting him in this match that, frankly, I don't think he has much of a chance to win, just storyline wise and the way we know things work. So all I can say is they better have a good plan for what happens if after Jacob Fatu takes this loss. And I don't necessarily think that this will be a clean loss. I hope it's not in a lot of ways. But anyway, if it is, then does Jacob then acknowledge Roman and say, all right, and then do we get a new bloodline with Roman, the Usos, and Jacob? And what about, and how does Solo and his faction play into all this? So there's a lot of things at play. And of course, a couple of the members of that faction were released. So where are they going with all this? I'm not sure. But I would say option 1, Jacob ends up, seeing the light or something and kind of joins Roman and the Usos. But what does that do for Jacob? Or does Jacob fully turn heel after taking the loss and eventually dethrone Roman, or he goes in another direction as a heel? The person that I think will eventually defeat Roman Reigns for the title, the way they're making things the way they seem to be booking things is it looks like Roman Reigns is going to drop the title to the ruler, Obafemi, but we'll have to wait and see. See you next time. Let me know what you think. Blatant Interference Wrestling, BIW Radio, signing off.